Hello and welcome back to another character creation video. My name is Lumin and today we're having a look at Linked, Banner of the Spark. In Linked you are tasked to lead the fight against the Combots, lethal machines intent on destroying the natural world. Engage in electrifying co-op missions with non-stop hack and slash combat and roguelike progression. Expand your town to unlock and upgrade weapons and abilities between runs, recruit new robotic allies and build a resistance strong enough to reclaim the future. On top of all of that, create and customize a character. Ha! That's why we're here. So, if you'd like to do a deep dive to discover all there is to discover about Linked, you can find some links below. You'll also find some timestamps there. Alright, we're going to jump straight in. The first choice you get is your body type. And this is actually kind of an interesting way of doing things. They have a massive list of body types here, and they just... body types. That's it. I actually kind of like it. I'm going to turn it a little to the side so you can see. You know, I'll be straight. I feel like this outfit is not doing us any favors while we are customizing the character, because it's a little hard to see, like, you know, what body shape you're working with here, because it's a little bulky. That said, however, there does seem to be a decent selection. You basically have average, muscular, thick, thin, and then average 2, muscular 2, thick, thin 2, all the way through to 3. So you have one of each of those. And what I understand is that you have one that is a feminine body, one that is a quote-unquote masculine body, and then you have one that's sort of in between, right? And honestly, it's more than enough. If you compare them, the best way to do it is as such. You go on average 1, then you scroll down to average 2, you see the difference, right? Then you go to average 3, and you see the difference again. It's basically small, slightly wider hips. You can see kind of like the boobs a little bit there. And then it gets a little taller, a little more straightforward, I would say. It's just sort of like a body. And then if you go all the way up to average 3, then you can see the shoulders get a little further apart, a little broader there, and it perhaps potentially looks a little more masculine. So I'm just going to go with average 1 for now. It doesn't really matter. And then we're looking at the skin tones. It's a really funny sound for skin tone selection. I don't exactly know what that is. It sounds like a digital dog barking. But like a small dog. It's probably sitting in your digital handbag. Your little sci-fi carrying case for your dog. Anyway, I can't unhear it now, I'm sorry. Oh god. You can go pretty dark, that's cool. I'm sorry, I can't stop. And then you can go pretty light as well. This is the lightest skin tone. It doesn't really matter, we're gonna pick this one for now, and then we'll move on to head. Your face. It's kind of interesting that they have names for these. This is strong short, soft oval, soft short, soft square, strong lean, and strong lean B. There you go. I think it's more than enough. The faces, they are not quite as varied as I'd like to see. You know, even though they're making the one like, you know, oval or rounder or leaner or square, it's like it's still not really changing the look and feel of the character. You can, with all the other options here, sort of mess around and make something that looks sufficiently different, but it could still be a lot more interesting if they give you a little more control over the face that you have here. That said, I think I will go with the first face once again. Then move on to the eyes. So, eye style. They did some interesting stuff here, and you will note it's pretty much everything. It's the shape, it's the eyelids, it is a little bit of makeup, which I kind of like. I mean, I assume that's makeup. I think it is. And yeah, it's a good selection. And what I also like is that the colors come across beautifully. Like, they just have a nice selection of colors here that are bright and visible. Which is quite important. And then you have one here that is sort of completely whited out. I wouldn't even call that blind eyes. That's something completely different. I don't know. It's a futuristic game. Could be anything at this point. Let's take blue. And then let's take... I kind of like those eyes. We are sort of funneling ourselves into a certain style here, but that's fine. Let's just go with it. All right. Eyebrows. Not a massive selection here, but they do let you go pretty bushy, which is nice. And the colors that they have here are obviously the same as the hair colors that you have. So if you pick a eyebrow color here, I want to say make sure you pick the same hair color, but it doesn't really work that way. I generally believe that if you take a darker eyebrow color, it can fit with almost any hair. Small thing, I would say that the eyebrows should actually just be after the hair. You should have hair, then eyebrows, then facial hair, or hair, then facial hair, then eyebrows. You know, it's like a minor thing. Nose. Yeah, alright. Okay, they actually look a lot more varied than I thought they would. Okay, what the? Yeah, man, there we go. You can do anything. Right, you can't go too big. I mean, the face just doesn't support it. You can't carry that kind of weight, that kind of majesty around. I will say that there are a few too many, is that a hook nose? And we need some more like potato noses here, you know? Potato nose represent, potato nose power and all that. But they're nice. Yeah, okay. Good noses. Mouth. Okay. Why are you smiling now that I'm changing your mouth? Okay, so it's basically more or less lip real estate. And obviously that helps or hinders when you're choosing the color here. So, important to note. Decent color choices. I'll take black because it matches the eyeliner that we've got. And on that note, it would kind of be nice if we had a choice, you know, for the eyeliner as well. Let's go with that one. Hair, finally. This is probably the most impactful choice you make here. Once again, because your body shape, I suppose, matters as well. But because your head, your actual face template that you pick in doesn't really have all that much going for it. You sort of just select in from this little handful over here. The hair ends up being a slightly bigger deal. I like the way that they've done the hair here. It's pretty simple. There's some physics on it, not too much. The one thing is that some of the hairstyles have these little gaps that end up looking a little weird. It's again like a very difficult thing to do where you have that connecting point to the scalp. Like, you know, I don't envy the guys making these hairstyles because it's like a sheer joint here, like straight, and it's like, do you put an extra texture on there or not? As in, like, if you look at this hairstyle over here, this shows quite nicely how you can do a stubble and then you can do hair on top of it, but like it doesn't work in all the styles. Anyway, I like some of these hairstyles. There are some really interesting ones here. There's definitely enough for a masculine or feminine character. I'll show you the colors in just a moment. I love how full and busy some of them are. They're nice. Like, this is incredibly well done. Again, the sort of minor physics on some of the choices, pretty cool. I like a lot of the longer styles that they have, the ponytails and stuff like that. The short styles are also quite nice. I think overall it's just a thumbs up. Like, the hair selection here is good. It's good. I don't even think I would say it needs more short. Generally, I have something like that. I usually say, like, hey, it needs either more short or more long. But for the most part, it's kind of nice. You'll also notice that if there's an accessory, you can pick a color for it over here. Not a lot of the hairstyles have the accessories, but the ones that do, you get to pick. Some of them have big accessories, like that. Kind of nice. It's a good option to have. See, that's really cool. I love how many different types of textures they have for it. Some of them smoother, some of them sort of, I want to say, more textured, more grainier. They got like a little bit more going for them. But it's good. Nice selection. And, I mean, they cover most of the modern and or popular styles. They cover most of the ethnic choices that you could potentially want. And I feel they definitely do the long versus short quite well. Like, if you look at this is like, it is actually an absurd selection of hairstyles for a game that has very little in a lot of the other categories. So whoever made the hair in this was really into what they're doing, and I'm kind of impressed. Whoever the modeler was for the hair, they went all out. Like, they just did it, you know? They understood the assignment and they went hard on it. You will find a hairstyle that you like here, that's for sure. There's enough. I'll take this one. I feel like it's a good choice. Then we're going to look at the colors. The color shows very well. I think this might be the single nicest yellow and or quote-unquote blonde hairstyle that I've ever seen in a game. It's just oftentimes they have like, you know, they have like this weird shade to the yellow where it's either too dark or too bright. This one looks natural. It looks just right. That's definitely my favorite of the colors. This is technically the blonde over here, but, you know, or this one. Very nice colors. Like the application is, it actually looks better here than it does over here. Very cool. So if you're going for yellow, I guess you would make the eyebrows the same. Or similar. There you go. Now, let's move on to the facial hair. You can put facial hair on any character you make. I'm going to make it yellow, just so that we can sort of see it line up and match up. It is kind of nice that they made the beard and the eyebrows a little darker than the hair, because obviously it might not have the same amount of light on it. And it's an interesting way that they've done the stubble here as well. I'm not 100% sold on it, but it looks kind of cool, I guess. Beards and stuff, good selection. Sort of flatter styles, busier. Whoa, that's quite a goatee. Busier, more pronounced styles. Obviously, they look a little weird here. I just want to say, hey, I'm sorry. I made like a feminine-looking character. I'm putting a beard on it. Yeah, it looks a little funny, but like you get a good idea of what the beard. This is cool. It's like the blade. It's a dangerous-looking style. The pizza cutter. Nice. Oh, that's cool. All right. You got a big bushy beard here. And that's like the one I was looking for, basically. A nice big full beard. Yeah, so beards, not bad. Same colors as the hair. And then our final option here is the voice.
Aha! Yeah! Aha! 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 Oh! Oh! Yeah! Oh!
There we go. Decent selection. Yeah, nothing to complain about. You're not going to have like a fully voiced character spouting monologues or anything like that. It's more like grunts and groans and, you know, the normal. And that does bring us to the end of the character creation and customization. This is the initial customization when you jump into the game for the first time. There's obviously more stuff in the game as you play that you unlock and equip and so on and so forth. But I gotta say, this is actually it's a surprisingly decent selection. I personally love the style that they went for on all of this. I love the outfit that they give the character here. I did mention at the start it's a little difficult to see what's going on because it's a little bulky. It's got these bumps and stuff everywhere, but it's like, it's very much a side thing. It's not a complaint. I'm just saying, hey, let us remove the clothing so we can see what's going on under the hood in a sort of, you know, respectful way. but I'm saying I like the style that they've got. I love the bright colors. I love the vibrance that is sort of innate in everything they've put in here. And overall, yeah, it just looks good. Simple, satisfying. They didn't mess anything up with the like oversimplified or smooth textures. I think they made it all look natural in a good way. And I think in terms of variety, they've nailed it. There's a good amount of stuff. The only thing I would say I could see more of, and I could sort of enjoy more of, would be faces. Just some faces. That's it. Just a few more faces. I think the rest of the stuff is just thumbs up. Yeah, I like it. So, if you are, well, keen on this, if you're going to be jumping into Linked, let me know. Let me know if you found a good character to make, and so on and so forth. And hey, give this video a like, share it, and do all that other good stuff. You can find my links below, my coffee page, my Twitch channel, and all the rest. Hey, be cool, dudes. Enjoy creating those characters. Happy that.